Welcome to another edition of Biro Sports Talk. I'm your host, Biro, and in a surprise turn of event this week, we are having the show on Wednesday, only because the next few days I will be busy, as they say. So, without further ado, let me just definitely say look at Evo Retro, gaming accessories, gaming merch, you name it, they got it. Give them a look. As always, though, I am your host, Biro, and we are talking about today the bracket. Yes, that's right, the bracket. Don't forget, you can join us at ESPN.com in the men's tournament challenge. Excuse me. And join the group Biro Sports Talk. We have our own bracket challenge. And if you're already there in the bracket challenge, don't forget, you can follow us on Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and let's not forget Instagram. And any sports questions, you can always reach out at byrosportstalk@gmail.com. So, why are we not in the normal spot? We're kind of in the gaming spot today. Due to the quick turnaround, I didn't move the equipment to the other location. I just kind of felt like, I just felt like, let's do this. So, obviously, here we are once again talking sports. We already have a plan that after the show, whoever's here, we will, if you're on Twitch, that is, we will be rating another stream. I know normally for Biro Sports Talk, we don't do it. But I do think that it will be worth it. So, let's start with our West region. So the West region has Gonzaga number 1, Georgia State 16, Boise 8, Memphis 9, UConn 5, New Mexico State 12, Arkansas 4, Vermont 13, Alabama 6. I think tonight we find out who wins the 11 seed between Rutgers and Notre Dame. Texas Tech versus Montana State 3-14. Michigan State 7, Davidson 10, Duke and Cal State Fullerton at 15, Duke's 2. So, my predictions for the West bracket. Since we're just diving right on in, we might as well dive on in. So, Gonzaga wins hands down against Georgia State. And I'm going Memphis over Boise State. I do think Memphis gets this one. Boise's a very strong team, though, but I'm going Memphis due to talent. UConn, New Mexico State, classic 5 versus 12. A lot of times 12 wins. Going UConn. UConn's doing very well. New Mexico State. Going UConn. Arkansas, Vermont. Going Arkansas as another sports talk Twitch streamer will say. On a hot streak, I do think they can beat a Vermont and go from there. Bama. And I'm going to say Notre Dame. I do think Notre Dame wins this. Even if it is Rutgers, I'm sticking with this pick. I think the 11 seed will upset the 6 seed. If it's Notre Dame, I think Notre Dame will upset Alabama. And if it's Rutgers, I think they'll upset Alabama. This extra game sometimes propels the team with an extra win. Thus, why I think they will beat Bama. Texas Tech, Montana State. I do think Texas Tech gets the dub on that one. So far, one true upset, 9/8. This last part of the bracket, we got Michigan State, Davidson. Davidson been highly ranked all year, giving them the nod over Michigan State, a team quietly making the field. Duke, Cal State, Fullerton, gotta go with Duke at the 2. Gonzaga beats Memphis in my bracket. Arkansas beats UConn. Texas Tech beats the 11 seed. And then Duke takes down Davidson. That leaves us with the Sweet 16. You're looking at Gonzaga beating Arkansas, and you got Duke beating Texas Tech. Which brings us to the rematch. The rematch in the Elite Eight of Duke versus Gonzaga. And I got Duke beating Gonzaga. You know. So anyways, moving down to the East, you got Baylor, Norfolk State, North Carolina, Marquette, St. Mary's, Indiana, UCLA, Akron, Texas, Virginia Tech, Purdue, Yale, Murray State, San Francisco, Kentucky, St. Peter's. In the 1-16 matchup, Baylor, Norfolk State, I got Baylor. In the 8-9, North Carolina. And Marquette, I'm going North Carolina. St. Mary's versus Indiana, I went with St. Mary's. It just made more sense. Yeah, Indiana just won the 12 seed. I just don't see it. And I think St. Mary's is just that much of a better team. And, of course, UCLA over Akron. Depth, experience. I think UCLA will get this win. For Texas versus Virginia Tech, I got Texas winning. Va-Tech could very well win this if you want some upset picks. But I'm going Texas. Purdue, I got Purdue beating Yale. Down at the 7-10, Murray State, San Francisco. I went Murray State. They've been consistently good all year. San Francisco been up and down for the most part. And then Kentucky over St. Peter's, the 15 seed. And I do have Baylor beating North Carolina. I do have UCLA beating St. Mary's. Purdue beating Texas, and Murray State losing to Kentucky. A lot of people thinking that might be the other way around for some upset picks, but not here. I do have UCLA upsetting Baylor and Purdue upsetting Kentucky, and then UCLA winning the Elite Eight game, going to play Duke. In the South, you have Arizona. Tonight, we'll see if it's Wright State or Bryant. Seton Hall, TCU, Houston, UAB, Illinois, Chattanooga, Colorado State, Tennessee, Michigan, Longwood. I totally messed it up there. Ohio State, Loyola, Chicago, Villanova, Delaware. I do have Arizona winning whoever wins tonight in that 16 seed. I do have Seton Hall beating TCU, but TCU could very well be, just like so many others, right there in the discussion. There we go. But on that note, Houston over UAB, I just think experience, talent will trump in that one. Illinois over Chattanooga, again, experience, talent trumps in that one. Colorado State over Michigan is what I have. I know there will be some people being, Michigan's got this. My issue, though, is that Michigan's very inconsistent. The fact that they got in as an 11 bothers me. If I would say one team was out, it would have been Michigan, but they did finish the year strong, I suppose. Thus, still picking Colorado State. Tennessee, Longwood, the 3-14. I want people to remember this. Longwood is a very, very talented team. We mentioned them in the last couple of weeks. They're 26-6 on the year, making their first tournament appearance. They lost to Iowa. big. They lost to what looks like West Carolina. Barely lost to Old Dominion. Lost to Georgetown. Lost to Abilene Christian, it looks like. But in conference, they lost one time. I can't remember if that was like UNC Asheville, someone random. But very talented team in Longwood. Making their first appearance, get a 14 seed. They just happened to get Tennessee, one of the hotter teams in the tournament. I picked Tennessee. Ohio State, Loyola Chicago. Now here's one I knew what I was going to pick in advance of this, wherever they ended up. Ohio State will lose to Loyola Chicago, and I'm going to tell you why. Ohio State is so inconsistent that went to bed that they were going to beat Penn State. They had it. They were going to win. And came home to, or woke up to, lost the game. I just don't, Ohio State's missing something. Whether it's another score or something of that nature. As for the Villanova-Delaware game, pick Villanova. Easy. For my round of 32, I have Arizona beating Seton Hall. I got Houston beating Illinois. Could be a surprise there. Colorado State losing to Tennessee, and Villanova beating the Ramblers of Loyola Chicago. Arizona, Houston, I got Arizona winning. Tennessee, Villanova, I got Tennessee winning. And I got Arizona beating Tennessee in the Elite Eight. In the final region, the Midwest, we got Kansas, Texas Southern, San Diego State, Creighton, Iowa, Richmond, Providence, South Dakota State, LSU, Wisconsin, Iowa State, Colgate. For some reason, right about there, I keep messing it up. USC, Miami, Auburn, Jacksonville State. Kansas wins over Texas Southern. Sorry, it's just how it's going to go. San Diego State loses to Creighton. I have Creighton winning. San Diego State's a very talented team, but I'm going with Creighton. They're used to being in the tournament. It was San Diego State, but I think Creighton will edge out for a victory. Iowa, Richmond. Not too high on Iowa, even though they're a very talented team. Going Richmond, actually, with the upset. Got to have a 5-12 upset. They're my upset. Providence, South Dakota State. I'm going South Dakota State. Another very, very talented team in South Dakota State. You're looking at a team, if it will let me click the right buttons, it won't even show me their standings. They are 30-4 on the year. 30-4. Didn't lose a game in conference, which was to be expected. They lost to Alabama. Not even by 20. They a little less than 20. Not bad. Not bad. They lost to Washington. They lost to Idaho. They beat Washington State, though. If you want big name schools. And from there, it looks like we're in conference then. But I only count, let's see, Bama. We said Washington. We said Idaho was 3. Right? Alabama, Washington, Idaho. I don't see this fourth one right now. They beat Oral Roberts, who was a big favorite to make it back, but didn't. And yeah, like I said, that's from there. All I see is tournament. Don't really see their losses, so here we go. Basketball, South Dakota State. I got to figure out who this fourth loss is, guys. I'm sorry. You got Bama, you got Washington, you got Idaho. There it is. Missouri State. All, well, three of the four were on the road. Apparently, Washington went to South Dakota State. Okay. They've lost to some good teams, but I don't know if Providence would be on the upper echelon like that. And they've only gotten better, obviously, from the early stages. So Richmond, South Dakota State, both moving on. Next part, LSU versus Iowa State. LSU's just a team I don't think belonged, even at a 6. Iowa State's who I picked. Wisconsin, Colgate. Wisconsin's a surprisingly talented team. And I say surprising because I didn't have high hopes for them this year. Wisconsin moves on. USC a 7, Miami a 10. Probably what I've heard most popular pick by analysts. Miami over USC. And then Auburn, Jacksonville State going Auburn. Kansas over Creighton. I have South Dakota State over Richmond. Wisconsin over Iowa State. And Auburn over Miami. Kansas over South Dakota State. Auburn over Wisconsin. Puts you at Kansas versus Auburn. I have Auburn going to the Final Four. Why not? Which gives us a 1, a 2, another 2, and a 4. So my Final Four, Duke, UCLA, Arizona, and Auburn. I got Duke beating UCLA. Arizona beating Auburn. Classic rematch. I have Duke beating Arizona 90-88. 20 minutes in. Already went through the bracket. Let's not forget that we do have a tournament challenge on ESPN. You got to fill out your bracket. Make sure you find the group Biro Sports Talk. But since we are talking the madness of basketball, and there's already been some madness already. We got the NIT. We got a lot of different tournaments this year. Favorites I have for the NIT. I like Wake Forest. I think they should have been a team that got in. And a team, another team to look out for. I was trying to go opposite sides because Wake Forest is on one side. I like Xavier, but it's hard not to say a team like Toledo, who's been strong all year as well. Those are the guys I'm looking to win the NIT. Now let's go with another basketball tournament. Man, there's so many basketball tournaments anymore. It's just kind of funny. So there's a little favoritism in this CBI tournament, only because the Bobcats are there. You know I'm picking the Bobcats as a team to watch. You got Stephen F. Austin, a traditional powerhouse in the actual tournament. But looking at this CBI tournament, I really think Drake is a team you got to consider looking at. You don't have any traditional powers, though, in this tournament. This is all small schools. One team declined an invite, which was Bellarmine. Kind of intriguing. Wonder why they said no. However, that tournament starts, I believe, Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, Saturday. Like I said, I like Duke on the one side. Drake's probably going to get it on the other side, and we'll see what happens. And that leads us to the final college basketball tournament. It's just funny because we are looking at the collegeinsider.com tournament. That's what it's called. Yes, sirree, Bob. I can tell you right now, I like Kent State because traditionally they're good. They were good this year. This tournament has a lot more questionable teams. Like, do they really need a tournament? So, like Western Illinois, a Morgan State that's 13-14, a Merrick that's 14-16, UMES 11-15. Yeah, they're just really bad teams. That's why Kent State, I could see them running it. I could see like a Florida Gulf Coast also making a run. So those are the two teams I would recommend. But because I love my basketball, there is one last tournament to talk about. We're talking the state of Ohio. So the Ohio basketball tournament also starts tomorrow. So who made tournament? Well, let's talk about it. So you got Afrocentric starting off tomorrow against Ottawa Glandorf at 10:45. Followed by Lutheran East and Cincinnati Taft at 2. Then your Division II games, you got Archbishop Alter and St. Vincent St. Mary's, the home of LeBron James, at 5:15. Ooh, it looks like it's starting on Friday. I was not aware of that. It's usually a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, I thought. Interesting that it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday. However, let's continue. So Friday, those are the times. And like I said, Division 2 would be at 5:15 the first game. The second D2 game, Waverly and Gilmore Academy, 8:30. Saturday, you got your Division 4, Richmond Heights, who's in recent years been making it. Berlin Highland, who's always seems to be there. Tri-Village, who's also started to just always be there. And this year's representative of the Northwest region, Antwerp. Not bad. Antwerp, the highest rated team, as the number 3 team in the state. Highest team in Division 3 was number 2, Ottawa Glandorf. Division 2 was Akron St. Vincent St. Mary's, number 1. And Division 1, let's not forget, you got Pickerington Central versus St. Edward. You got Centerville versus St. Ignatius. Centerville, your number 1 team. So, let's talk about the obvious. The obvious. Who we're picking. I'm going Ottawa Glandorf Division 3. I just can't see anyone beating St. Vincent St. Mary's in D2. I like Antwerp for Division 4, but I gotta go Centerville for Division 1. I think they keep that perfect streak alive. You know, kind of interesting. didn't think that would be the case. So, here we are. We're not quite 30 minutes in. However, just due to low numbers and just the fact that I've already talked about everything I wanted to talk about, we will go ahead and move us. So if you are in the chat, I don't know why it's not showing me the chat right now. There we go. We are going to rate him. Now, if you can be there, if you're on Twitch, definitely join this raid. If you're not, that's okay. Still check out at twitch.tv/Chronic Nerd Gaming. Here we go. But if you're still here, I will let you know. Enjoy your weekend. Enjoy this time of basketball because I love being able to do this for you guys. For being a guy who used to always be a little shy, gotten a little better at it. So I'll see you guys maybe sometime this weekend. It might be a surprise Friday stream. I don't know. Probably not because of basketball. But we'll see when we'll see you next time. Could be Tuesday. Could be this weekend. Who knows? See you then.